be that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a lie. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Even when we're crying, I get so excited. How I like it. I try but I can't find it. We're getting dancing real close, but it's real slow. You're making it hard for me. WEFM is SVG.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
We are back, the activated angels of WEFM, the clean for sound. We are back, and sadly, sorry about that. Sadly, it is our final talk segment for the morning, except when we come back to talk to give you community. Well, we don't come back. We'll be here giving you the community dateline. And then we come back to say goodbye. But this is the final time of the morning where you get to interact with us a little bit more. Give us some calls, send us some messages. If you haven't messaged us for the morning, you haven't called us for the morning, now is the time. The lines are open for you. And the WhatsApp is there. Roleza is right there at the WhatsApp. She's ready to receive your message and also your call. Okay? 457-9997. If you have something you want us to discuss, maybe something from earlier, or you want to propose a new topic, now is your time. We're going to give you some seconds to dial the number or to send us a message, but preferably dial the number. And we gave enough seconds. Now, before we head into our topic of discussion, I just want to give a little update, or two updates rather. The first one, it was mentioned a while ago, and Dr. Scott was here on a program with the Issues at Hand team, and they were talking about the series of lectures that the University of the West Indies Global Campus, SVG, will be having on the topic, the politics and the poetics of the spiritual Baptists, right? 1849 to 1979. The first lecture is this afternoon at the Calder Primary School, and that will be done. The speaker will be Dr. Gary Michael Denny. So at Calder this evening, March 6th from 7 o'clock, there will be the first lecture, the politics and poetics of the spiritual Baptist. Also this evening, there is a remembrance service for Phyllis Pennett and Milton Cato, and that is happening at Kaliakwa from 1:30. Right? Kaliakwa 1:30 this afternoon as well. Remembrance service for Phyllis Pennett and Mr. Milton Cato. Right. So I'm hoping that you're planning to be by at least one of those events today. And there are other events. As mentioned, this lecture series is a series. So this is the first lecture. So you have some other lectures coming up as well. Now, to our topic. And the question we're asking this morning for our Talk to Us. Do parents have the right to invade their child's privacy in the name of helping? You know, sometimes parents like to step in and do their little intervention. Are they allowed to just intervene anytime, anywhere, anyhow, do anything because they are your parents? I'm speaking about intervening for adult children here. Or are there limitations? Are there boundaries? So we came across this thing. Someone said, my dad closed my bank account. I am 26 and I ended up in the negatives in my bank account, only a small amount, around the $6. I knew that if I was in the negatives, the account wouldn't close until that was paid. I didn't want the account to close. I was just homeless and working on finding a new job. I fully expected to add money to the account as soon as I could until I got a call from my dad that when he was at the bank, one of the tellers mentioned to him my situation. My dad is not named on the account, but the teller recognized him as my dad because it's a small town and everyone knows each other. My dad paid the $6 and my account closed, all without successfully contacting me at all. Now the person says, I'm not mad at my dad, but I just feel like it was a breach of my privacy. Am I wrong in thinking that way? Roleza, what you think?
All right. So just to know that this is not a local situation. I think actually in this case, the bank would be at fault here because they are not supposed to authorize. As far as I know, it's only the person who's opened the account has the authorization to close it unless it's the bank itself closing it for whatever reason. So even in this case, the bank would be at fault. In the spirit of what the discussion is, it's interesting that a parent would want to close a bank account though, because if this adult child has found themselves down on their luck, why would you close the account? Right? Because when the child, is it a case where you think that this child will forever be down on their luck? That is how it is. I will look at the situation. That is how I would feel, because having the account and me trying to maybe catch back myself, it might be, I might only be able to put in maybe like a $10 or $50 or whatever until I catch myself properly. But to me, it seems as if you have given up on me as a parent. And it's not like a big issue, but it's the little things for me. And that's how it is I would view it.
I looked at it the same way as well, because I was wondering, why wouldn't you at least talk to the child or maybe help them? I don't know, help by encouraging them or giving some practical something to get them to get the account back up as it should be, or to get it at least going again. But you just decided, I'ma close it down. I believe that boundaries should exist even for parents. I know parents sometimes don't believe that. I know a parent whose name I will not call. I'm not saying she is my mother.
And she obviously isn't listening.
No. But some parents really don't believe in boundaries. They just believe that if I am your parent, I have all access to all things at all times. I don't care how old you are. Age for them, them is the age is just a number. Those are those parents who believe in doing all of that. But I don't believe that. I believe that you have to give the children, even before they are adults. I think they deserve to have their privacy and deserve to have some boundaries as well. I guess we'll go ahead. Yeah. We got a call. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Yes, I'm hearing you, listening to you. You believe you can become big woman and what you become a mother. That's the impression I get right away. So I'm saying that to you. All you have to do, if you don't want no parent or parents in your business, cut your ties with your parents.
And that's what she did. No, I thought you was going to say move out. No, I thought you was going to say move out. Anyway.
Well, if you live, we should move out. That comes naturally, in my opinion. I don't mince words in certain things, and that's why some people don't understand and appreciate when I say certain things. Huh?
Dave, wait, I don't think I don't know if this conversation ever came up before, but I don't. Do you have children?
One son, and I'm proud of him.
And so if you were to consult him, like the situation that we brought up, would you have just gone about and just done what you think is best because you're the parent, or would you consult with your child?
No. It's all, here again, it all depends on the circumstances. Something? Take, for instance, I know you have some parents have children, mother or father. There must be a mother and father once you go in the street. Where? Once you go in the street, there's a mother and there's a father.
Uh-huh.
Right? Even though between those two adults, they sometimes make life more miserable for children more than anything else. Something I pick up when my son, although he's a big man now, he still calls me daddy, right? That don't exist for some children and their parents, huh? When I
That
talk
is,
more like
is this because he grew up calling you daddy?
because he grew up.
He grew up
I don't know.
calling you daddy, right?
Yes, and has
Right.
maintained it up to this time of his life.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting that. If he grew up calling you daddy, I don't expect as soon as you become adult to call you Dave.
No. Some children. I am living longer than you right now.
So this is why I'm saying, Dave. If some children grew up calling their parent by their first name, even when they hit adulthood, they're going to call them by their first name. If they did not grow up with them, they're going to.
I know about that.
Right.
Yeah. Thank God I didn't grow up in that. Thank God I didn't grow up in that kind of separated situation. Right? You have a mother, you have a father, and if both of you consented to having sex at the time, right? You bring a child in the world. That's how I feel. I know why there's so much broken homes and all of that, so many single parents and all of that, because they never got it right in the first place. Huh? And you could kill me for that. Anybody want to murder me for
Dave, for
having
gosh,
that
it don't have to go
belief?
to that extreme. It's okay. You express your opinion, but nobody have to kill you for your opinion. You didn't not know to place.
Vincentians don't understand. Some of we don't understand what is the meaning of having good parents. That's all I'm trying to stress and to emphasize, because it hurts my feeling when I see how children and parents in this country get along. But I am Dave Roberts, and I stand by my conviction. And once I have life and God give me strength, I will always, nobody will tell me shut up. All right? Thank you.
Bye, Dave.
All right, then. Thank you for that there. That's it? Okay. Right. So as I was saying before, that there are some parents who really don't believe in those boundaries. For example, knocking, going into your bedroom if you're going into the child's bedroom. Some parents don't believe in that. It's my house, so I could enter at any time that I want. I don't care if you're changing. I don't care what.
If you're sleeping, if you just need some privacy, because apparently you don't have privacy as a child.
Yeah, I mean, not because they're little people, okay? Children do deserve to have their privacy as well. I'm not saying that you're just going to leave them to do whatever, leave them locked up or locked away wherever they feel like going and you don't do anything. But even in your homes, they need some privacy. It's okay to knock before you enter the child's bedroom, not because it's your house, mommy or daddy. It's okay to knock on the bedroom door, and if there is no door, you could call, knock on the wall, knock on the board, or simply call.
But do you knock? But do you knock and wait for response?
Well, there's the next. Well, there's
I see when sometimes we look at these American shows and the children, they're screaming and telling their parents get out of their room and slamming the door. I'm like, listen, you need some Caribbean discipline. And I'm not even just talking about licks here, right? I'm just talking about you're not expecting that type of reaction, because children are still supposed to be children and they're supposed to act as children, but yeah, I do agree that there is still that need for privacy. I still think that there are times when parents need to remember that their children are growing. And I know that so many parents out there want for the children not to make a mistake, right? They want for them to be perfect. They want for them to be successful, etc. But it doesn't happen like that. Life isn't like that, right? And as much as there are times when you want to step in and you want to intercede, there are times when you just have to let your children, quote unquote, fail. And for me, is being there to catch them when they fall, right? Yeah. There are times, there was something, well, that's a different topic anyway, but there are times when, I think children need to know that their parents, you look at your parents as being your safe space, right? The place or the people who you can go back to, right? So yes, they are going to be out there. Yes, they are going to make mistakes, etc. But you have to sometimes leave them, right? And in stepping in and trying to save them is not helping them, because my whole thing is, when this parent is gone from the world, how is this child going to cope and adapt on their own?
That's something that I usually think about. So certain things, where I would leave my son to just figure certain things out on his own or something. I would just be like, you know what, if I die, I need you to be able to do things for yourself, because I don't want anybody to have to take advantage of you, or you be so dependent and like a fish out of water. Figure that out.
Yeah, but and for me, like even sometimes in the home context with my niece before, I would say one. Listen, that's why I say meaning is talking business more than once enough. If I've spoken at least twice and you're not listening to me, you will learn for yourself. And I used to tell her, you're gonna have to learn the hard way, right? So there are certain times when you just have to leave them. And I don't believe in necessary preaching. And what it is, I also don't believe in is, so they've made this mistake. Yes, you have told them that they are going to make this mistake if they continue along a particular path. But I don't believe in coming back and saying, I told you so, right? Because they needed to learn the lesson themselves. So I don't ever believe in telling people, I told you so, because they to themselves would have learned the lesson in the end. Hopefully. But well, hopefully, right. But I think that there are some parents, especially Caribbean parents, say all up in your business, want to be up in your business, and you have to leave your children to become adults. They are going to go through different stages in adolescence, in young adulthood, in full adulthood. You have to leave them. So
yeah, exactly. I find too, what I have noticed, when children are starting to go through puberty, they may become a little bit more I should say, I don't want to say secretive, but to hide up a little bit more. Parents, it is up to you, because you've already gone through this process. It is up to you to try to understand what is happening. And if it's a case where they're changing and perhaps, they start to hide up with, I want you to, don't say, hey, no, where I hide, I'm your mother, I'm your father. Don't do that. Come on, man.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is also another situation as well, too. And there's the other part with it too, because they haven't had this full acceptance of the change in their body. They and remember too, sometimes they're comparing themselves to other children. Yeah. So maybe they may not be as fully developed or quote unquote overdeveloped as other children. So to themselves, they're hiding things up, Yeah. So you have to allow them. Yeah, that's another thing in truth, Yeah, that is also another thing. But and then I think as well too, parents struggle with allowing their children to have that independence, because they feel as if the child is letting go from them, right? When children are younger, they cling to you. They all up under you, right? To the point where you just want for them to go and be by themselves. And this is why sometimes I would tell like my friends whose children like up under them, I said, there is going to come a time when they will not be doing this, right? They are going to be in their rooms by themselves. They're going to be whatever. So you have to appreciate it now, because it's a completely different end when they start to get older, and you're not going to be, let's say, the first choice for having the conversations with, or having certain discussions with, or on particular topics. You're not going to be their quote unquote their best friend in that situation. So, sometimes you just have to leave the door open for them to know that communication is possible. There are times when you do have to broach certain topics for yourself, but sometimes you also have to just leave them in a sense where you don't be too authoritative with them. Like you can't be all up in the business and
I know that we're talking about it. I'm just remembering that my son actually does be telling me to get out when he's changing now. He's not ready, and he would. Well, I get it. Like I do move. I do go away, and I do give him his privacy. But in my mind, when he started, I'm like, boy, you're still so small. What you going on with? But
but you see,
I listen.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But he's also growing mentally. Right, so he's now getting to an older age as well. So you have to. You see, Dianna finds this amusing. This is what happened with parents. Parents find the situation.
No, but I do give them the privacy.
Yeah, but the children facing it, they're like, oh gosh, why is she like this? Why is she even laughing at this situation? But that's a different take. That's a different take on it, but
there you have it. Wow, that was our discussion here this morning. We're wondering, parents, do you have the right to invade your children's privacy, even as adults? Or is it okay, or should you consult with your children? Should there be boundaries? Yes, and please respect the boundaries. You ought to know when to intervene or when to get what you need to get. But yes, boundaries. And with that, any final word? If not,
no.
we're heading out. Okay,
yeah.
then.
You just have to know your child as well, too, right?
Yes. So it is 9:44, and in just a couple of seconds, we are going to have for you our community date line.